down to this Fresh and Fit rumors, this breaking up of them breaking up, which I found to be wild. But first, let's let them explain it. And then Myron had put out a YouTube community post. So I guess we could read that. But let's say that to the end. This is a little bit more important right now.
Once it gets shut down, no one cares. The problem is, bro, is that like sponsors don't want it, companies don't want it, firms don't want it. So at some point, you're gonna be in the corner by yourself.
Walter, I promise you I got a chair for you whenever you are ready to get into it. He's getting tired of the madness, and I've been signaling this from a couple of months ago now, but he is totally sick of having these same humdrum conversations. He wants to get into the real meat and potatoes, and he's questioning the questioner himself, Myron, as to why they continue to do these things that they do. Look, I'm glad that not only is Fresh starting to wake up, but other people are starting to see that the nonsense that the Red Pill community has brought into his life and our lives was totally unnecessary. Like, there's a way to talk about the truth in which they once started without doing this whole spiel about, you know, Jews, Muslims, Christians. It's honestly ridiculous, and I'm glad.
Stop. See, right there, he messed up right there. So you can't say that. First, he spoke about the red pill. When he speak about the red pill, it's like something is wrong with the red pill. So they label Myron and Fresh and Fit podcast, and any other podcast that's like them, as these red pillars that's going rogue, and then said this is toxic and this is bad. But every time they give criticism to them, it's not specifically on the things that they're saying and saying that they're wrong about saying whatever they're saying. He's now moving on to the other things they say. I don't even want to say it. To the other things they say when they start speaking about religions, when they start speaking about politics. That's what he's referencing to. I don't understand where the red pill came into that, brother. And this is his original video will be linked in the description, so you can always go back and see that and see the whole thing in its entirety, right? But that point, I just don't get how you go and say that the problem was the religion stuff, the politics stuff, but then said the red pill is ruining everything, but not explaining how.
Glad somebody's calling it out. And the call is actually coming from at least part of the house. It might be the basement, it might not be the attic, but at least it's coming from inside the house. But for some reason, Walter is still tethered to Myron at the hip, you know, like a baby that's in the mall connected to his mom's hip or whatever the case may be. He can only go but so far without him, or until he gets pulled back by this invisible chain that he's got on. But
well, no, once that's called loyalty. So I think Myron is the one that put up most of the money, if not all the money, most of the money to start the Fresh and Fit podcast. So when you look at Fresh, I don't want to take nothing away from him because he's, from what it seems like, he's like an amazing, not marketer, what's the damn word I'm looking for? He knows how to go out there and make connections. Networker, that's the word I'm looking for. He's an amazing networker. So him being an amazing networker, that helped the Fresh and Fit podcast. So they both did their half. But to say that he make it seems like he's not with him for a reason. It's the team that made it. If Fresh right now is a multimillionaire, best believe it came on the back of Fresh and Fit somehow, some way. So to say that he's tethered to the hip of Myron is like, well, that's the way he got his come up. So I don't know how you could just get up and leave now that you think it's convenient for you.
every time Myron goes off the deep end, Walter is there, but he is so not present, it's ridiculous.
Everything, every issue, every ailment in society, you could tie it back to fucking feminism. Every single one. Feminism. Who pushed feminism? Gloria Steinem, etc. Who pushed homosexuality? See, these are the conversations they don't want you to hear. I'm not biting my tongue for no fucking niggas, Asians, Pajeets, stinky Indians, that shit. Blacks, Arabs, even Arabs, I criticize them. I'm not biting my tongue. I call it like it is. Facts are facts, regardless of who says them. I just want to say, I love all my Jew friends. I love Jews. I love everybody. And I don't hate nobody.
And all Walter can do in these situations when Myron goes off on these tirades is sit there like a dun-dum and wonder why we can't get back to the root cause of our coalition, helping actual men and their desires. But that's because Myron has never had those true intentions. The Red Pill community doesn't have those true intentions. Anybody labeling themselves with these identities doesn't have those true intentions. It's about
now that's false, brother. You can't say that. You can't say that the Red Pill community is doing one thing and then when you chastise them and criticize them, it's basically going to other things that they do. So if that's the case, then if you think that they're like real grifters, that they really don't care about men and their goal is not men, the majority of their podcast is based on helping men. If you actually watch the Fresh and Fit podcast, and I'm not talking about the nighttime show only with the girls. If you actually watch their podcast has a wide range of things. It's not just like them sitting down and just talking to women. That's more like the whatever podcast. If you watch the Fresh and Fit podcast in its entirety, they have people actually sit down there and teach you different things from all different walks of life. Whether it's selling on Amazon, whether it's crypto, real estate, they have all these people come in and then speak. and they talk about books, and they talk about fitness. There's a lot of things these guys talk about. So of course they're gonna have a wide range of things on top of whatever they're doing. So when you say, oh, just go back to the teaching men about women and empowering men, they do that. That's the majority of what they do. It's just that when people criticize them and you hear about them, it's because of the other things that they do, which is, that's just what people highlight. If you think about the Fresh and Fit podcast, most people probably think it's just the girls, when their podcast is way bigger than that. And honestly, the daytime shows is way better than the nighttime shows.
About grifting. It's about making the most money possible. And it's also about hurting people and putting out hate speech. Walter.
If it was about, I'm sorry to keep on stopping it, but he's saying a lot frequently. If it was just about grifting and making as much money as possible, then he wouldn't talk about the politics. He wouldn't talk about certain religions. He wouldn't talk about that if that was the case. Because they will make more money, exactly what Fresh is trying to say, by not talking about it. So you cannot say that these guys are going out there and talking about these things, but then again, on the same hand, say that they're trying to just make enough money and trying to grift. They don't really care about men. That's counterintuitive.
I kind of feel for you at this point, because the guy that you've tied yourself to is literally saying stuff that is anti-you. I remember when he got mad at Drewski for doing the skit, and he had put out something that said, yo, this fat loser wifed up a HO4 or a 305, whatever the he called whores nowadays. And then he's parading around the internet. And all I could think to myself was, wait a minute, isn't that your co-host?
No one thought he could pull her, right? So him just doing that, make conversation happen. And look, I get it. It's not RP or like the best move in this space, but for what he's doing, bro, it gave him hella promotion and content. And listen, everyone commented on it.
But it's negative. For him, they were like roasting him for being a sucker, and they were roasting her for being a 304. Like for her, she don't mind the bad press because it is what it is.
Yeah.
Walter and Myron have gotten so far off the deep end, even from when we first found them. Their stuff is so much more different that I don't even think they will recognize themselves if you took them back to their beginning stages.
Oh, wait, first, all right. I thought he was going to stay on the Drewski and whoever the girl was. I've seen him before. It don't really matter. But whoever the woman was that he was talking about, I thought he was going to stay on that. His criticism on him was not wrong. So the people are saying like, oh, when he said something about this, it's like he's wrong. That is his co-host, and Myron would criticize Fresh on whatever Fresh did when he had the Asian baby mother drama and all that. You're saying it like he's not criticizing everybody. So if he'll criticize his own co-host and his partner, he's going to criticize somebody else. And whatever he's about to say, I'm hoping he's not going that route. But of course, you're not supposed to be the same as you began. You're supposed to grow and do more things. That's the point of growth. So, they may hope say, okay, make another Hove type of thing. Yeah, if you could just recreate it, then you should just be able to do that. You're supposed to grow. You're not supposed to do the same things all the time. That doesn't make sense.
Because none of this content has anything to do with male improvement.
Bro, reparations are for okay? Black people need to stop being lazy. You're not going to get a fucking handout, okay? We're not going to give you your fucking reparations because guess who's going to have to pay for that? The middle class is going to have to pay for it. Yes. Now, let's keep it 1,000. You just get your reparations. What you going to do with it? You buy a bunch of some Jordans, some fucking drugs, some weed.
You're going to buy some weed.
Yeah.
Yo,
yeah.
What good,
You got to buy some Fendi. You got to buy some bullshit.
Buy some guns.
You can buy some guns.
Rob
like, yeah. Like you're going to spend the money and invest.
Go back to jail.
Majority are going to do criminal shit.
Literally, all he does is go on the internet, rage bait, and make comments about things that have nothing to do with him. And honestly, things that he wouldn't normally care about. But just in order to keep his name circulating in the media, he puts out a tweet in order to hate on some of the things that people are doing.
Wait, do you want a real answer?
What's the correct?
Or no?
Do tell, please. If you want to, do tell. We here all day. Hurry up, come here.
You know I'm light of fire, right? Yo, Myron, that's that guy. What's the?
No, not do that. Hold up. He's gonna farm it.
That's the only one I don't like. That's it.
Don't get attention.
He already puts my name in his mouth.
You just get into a week of content.
That's fine. You wanted me to be honest.
Yeah.
I'll be honest.
I feel like he has nothing but people on the internet in his community to sit around, search his name all day, and just react to the things that he says or the things that he does or people mentioning him or just any sort of content out there that'll get the clicks and views. I agree with Agent. Literally, I would not be surprised if the official Fresh and Fit YouTube account comes in the comment section of this video because they literally search out for these types of things in order to keep themselves relevant. But
That's funny because I think I had seen Fresh and Fit right here. So I guess he was right about that. People have been saying Fresh and Fit been done since 2021 and it's 2025. Let that sink in. So he's definitely on here. So if he wanted to tie that back in here and say that this was the truth, it kind of is the truth based on what he just said, to be honest. So that's funny in itself. However, when people speak, one, you always speak about whatever is relevant at the moment. I don't think him or Myron or Ed Fresh, whatever, when they talk about things, for somebody to try to put you in a box, to try to say that, all right, you're only allowed to talk about this. These guys do hours and hours worth of content a day. What he's doing, which I'm pretty sure he probably never actually sat there and watched Fresh and Fit before. If you are a watcher of Fresh and Fit ever in life, right? I'm not even like an avid watcher. I don't watch it all the time, but I've seen it plenty of times. I can guarantee you they don't watch the daytime show. I can guarantee you they only see clips of Fresh and Fit. And when you see clips of Fresh and Fit, of course it's going to seem like these guys are going off the rail and doing the most, because you're seeing what people are taking a clip. These streams are 3 hours. And then they'll do another stream that's like another 3 hours. They're doing 6 hours of content in a day. You took, not him personally, I'm talking about people. You took 40 seconds out of it. Out of 6 hours worth of content. Anybody can do that. Like I can take this video right here, chop it up a little bit, and make it seem like he's a hater on Fresh and Fit. Put out 30 seconds of it. Oh, this is all you do. And then put the reverse of him being wrong and be like, oh yeah, everybody be like, yeah, bro, you stupid. You got to watch the entirety of everything.
Only reason why they are still around to this day is because, one, I ain't gonna lie, it's a guaranteed 4 out of 10 at the worst. But two, because people bring his name up, Walter's name up, and the rest of the dumbass community up.
That's just so.
No one watches female streamers or female.
They're not interesting.
Look, no one gives a f about female streamers or content creators, and the reason why no one gives a f is because you bimbos are stupid. You have no life experience to draw from. You're not relatable. You're not interesting. You're not funny, because your entire existence was predicated on you being a female, having so therefore you never had to actually develop any character or characteristics or become interesting or witty or charismatic or charming. So therefore, that is why nobody watches you guys.
Mind you, the same thing can be said about Myron in these situations. Nobody's interested in you as a person. You're not relatable. You don't give good advice. Literally, people are watching you to crash out at this point. They're watching.
That's not true. See, look, once again, what they do is, or what he's doing right now, he's taking like little pieces of whatever somebody is saying and saying that it's not true because I don't like it. It's nothing not true about that. If you look at long form content creators, they're probably going to be mostly male, because in order for you to be a long form content creator, you're going to have to talk about some stuff, and you're going to have to be extremely interesting for a long period of time. When you do look at female content creators, this does not mean that female content creators are incapable of making long-term content. I mean, long-form content. Of course they can. But that would be the minority of all the content creators. If you look at all the top podcasts or whatever it is, they're probably predominantly men, for sure, because men make longer form content and they have to be interesting. They have to have certain life experiences. Usually when you see the women, even right now, if you see the women that's making the podcast or doing certain podcasts, a lot of them talk about sex. That's basically their podcast. And they'll be like huge off of something like that. You like got like a Hawk Tour girl. Her, what is it? 30 seconds of whatever she was saying on there made her big and famous. That's just so what happens when it comes to female content creators, and people don't highlight the actual good female content creators, the ones that's actually doing something and actually put it in the work. They just don't get the shine. So he's not really wrong about that one.
Watching to see the extreme things that you do, and they're watching to hate on you when you feel like it's pertinent for you to give your 2 cents on any situations. Just like when Kai got a girlfriend. Myron spent a good portion of this year hating on AMK when literally the only tie that he has with them is through Agent. But Agent so long ago put off any sort of content or interaction with Myron since the playback channel ended and stopped making videos back in early January of this year. It makes no sense why he would continue to attach his name to Agent, other than he knows it's a way to get a clip off. He knows it's a way to farm something. He knows it's a way to get engagement.
I'm so sorry for speaking to you that way.
These are the people that talk about us. These are the people that make endless hit pieces on us. Losers like this is who people watch and look up to and aspire to be. This dude flew this mid chick out, gets in a grocery store. She's a nobody. Like, bro, you got a bunch of followers. Have some dignity. You're from the same part of the world as me. Women don't talk to us like that. Are you crazy?
That right there just shows so much of what he purports to be, but is not.
And this dude got a nerve to say, yo, this guy Fresh as cat. Look, man, I know Fresh is ugly, but he's not no like that.
Hey, man,
Like, that's fucking crazy, bro.
This is getting to the point where he would even lie, contradict himself, or just plain misrepresent the situations at hand. Like when Agent bought a whole car and put it on stream, he said maybe he should be showing people how to build wealth generationally, buy houses, etc., etc. But Agent has a plethora of videos on multiple channels where he talks about buying houses, what that can do for the different generations. He's talked about investments before. He's talked about male improvement more than the channel dedicated to male improvement, Fresh and Fit. And
that's not true. And now I'm 100% sure, buddy, what's his channel? Omizi. I am 100% sure you don't watch Fresh and Fit. One, that's a ridiculous statement to say that Agent and Playback did more for men than Fresh and Fit. Whether you like them or not, you don't have to watch them. But that's just ridiculous at that point. And that tells me that you only look at the clips. In the same way, he's basically doing what he's criticizing Myron of doing. You basically just said that the Playback dudes do talk about other things. And they do give male advice and teach you about real estate and teach you about doing other things with your money. And he's saying that Myron is not even looking at that. He's looking at the little small clips that you get with Agent trying to buy a car and showing that on stream. He's doing the same exact thing as he's criticizing the guy Myron for. It's the same exact. Because Myron, they have whole entire streams on stuff like that. It's some things that I even picked up from them. This was years back. And I was like, oh, that's some good advice, especially when it came to real estate. They have a whole entire real estate stream from A to Z. So it's like, and that's not one thing. All of their daytime shows, I'm going to say all, 80+% of their daytime shows that you'll see has somebody in there trying to teach you something on how to get money or how to live a better life or how to do something. So for him to say that is crazy. And he cannot say that Playback and Agent Zero, that's 80% of their content. That's not true, brother.
And hell, all in 2024. And no, it's not some superficial things. It's the things that Myron himself even values. That's why he's calling for Agent to do it. It's just senseless. Like, they've gone away from doing what they could do, what they normally do, because it doesn't work anymore, and have become a monkey reaction channel. It's stupid as fuck. One new trick and trait that Myron has picked up this year is dumping on any and everybody who gets into a relationship. If you're famous and you show a girl on stream, then Myron is going to dump on you. Now, everybody was doing it when Travis Hunter revealed his girlfriend and all the situations and circumstances that came out, which, hey, there's advice out there. I'm not going to dissect and criticize who was right, wrong, or indifferent, because I know I got my video off. But then when iShowSpeed, one of the people who's had the best year out of anybody in 2024, came on stream and revealed that he too had a girlfriend, Myron took this as an opportunity to dissect the content, wait for the moment in which he could make a clip out of it, and go as hard as possible.
No, like it's like right there.
He gonna kiss me on camera.
Wow.
Keep it cute.
Wow.
Now, did he get curved here? Yeah. Was it for a bit? Most likely. Myron, stop watching this. Get back to male self-improvement and male help, and don't worry about these guys that you can get the clip off of.
That's actually male help and self-improvement. This is, again, brother, Jesus Christ, I keep forgetting the man name. Omizi, man. Brother, everything you're saying is like extreme contradictory. For first, you're saying that he should get back to male improvement. And then now what he's telling a man how to improve and some type of disrespect that he's not supposed to get is crazy. Whether you like it or not, the way that Myron's mindset is going to be focused on, when you become that man, especially like somebody like iShowSpeed, right? Like that dude, I think he broke the YouTube record for like 1 million viewers. That's crazy. And I think he did that by himself. There wasn't like a team of people and a bunch of famous people with him. That's him by himself. That guy is a special type of streamer, and he's super young, right? I think he's in his lower 20s. So that's crazy in itself. When you work to be that type of person, you're not supposed to be going through things that, you know, somebody that didn't reach his status and didn't reach his and doesn't have his achievement did. You ain't supposed to go through that. So when you have a girl and you take your girl and you put her on stream and you go for a kiss and she like, nah, try to kiss me on stream, keep it cute. Now keep in mind, streamers do weird things and they want to get like clicks and stuff. So maybe, just maybe, in the back, he told her that we gonna do this bit. Don't let me do this, that, and the third. It's gonna go viral. Maybe he did that. I don't know. Because they do things like that. However, if he didn't, then that is fair for somebody to criticize and say, dude, you are iShowSpeed. You are somebody that actually did something and built something. You brung somebody that nobody knows from nowhere, whether you like her or not. Just her being pretty and being your girlfriend doesn't allow her to disrespect you in certain ways like that. So to say that a man is not supposed to criticize that was extreme disrespect. Let's watch that one more time. That's a wow. Keep in mind, this is, and you know it's a wow when you look at other people's faces. He knew it was embarrassing. Kai knew it was embarrassing. Let's watch it one more time.
She came on stream and revealed that he too had a girlfriend. Myron took this as an opportunity to dissect the content, wait for the moment in which he could make a clip out of it, and go as hard as possible.
No, like it's like right there.
He gonna kiss me on camera. Keep it cute.
That's embarrassing, dude. And we know that's embarrassing. And when you are a person come on. The fact that she's saying, oh no, don't kiss me come on. They're young. Let's give them that. But for Myron to come out and be like, all right, boo, come on, dude. And if you take whatever Myron is saying, and this goes out to, a bunch of other young men. If you take whatever Myron is saying, he's basically just saying like the young dudes is actually grinding and doing something with themselves. Why are you dudes being lames? A lot of these streamers are doing things like that, especially when it comes to women and just doing lame things. And then before he say, Omizi, before you saying is not lame, because it is lame, whether you like it or not, it's lame. The certain things that you're doing, these antics that you're doing, when you are that person already, when you put the work in already. And too many women take advantage of these men, women that come from nowhere and then take everything from the man. Even the guy that he just mentioned before, that was the football player. That football player is too. That's what everybody is criticizing. Who's Travis Hunter? Whatever his name is. People are criticizing him for a reason. Because it's lame, this guy. Because it's lame.
There's advice out there. I'm not going to dissect and criticize who was right, wrong, or indifferent because I know I got my video.
See? Like, yeah, you got your video and you getting your video because like this guy, it's a Heisman Trophy winner, right? You can't just be doing stuff like that when you become that man. And it's fair for any man to say like, dude, like, what are you doing? We can see when women disrespect. And when a woman doesn't have respect for you, you're going to be able to see it. And for her to do that in front of, I don't know, he be having like arenas full of people on his stream. So that's an arena full of people she did that in front of. That's out of line. But it could be for a skit.
He gonna kiss me on camera. Keep it cute.
Now, did speed get curved here? Yeah. Was it for a bit? Most likely. Myron, stop watching this. Get back to male self-improvement and male health. And don't worry about these guys that you can get the clip off of.
Fresh is my friend. I'm a ride or die. It doesn't matter what's going on. I'm going to stay by my friend. I have $6 million in real estate, so I can say whatever the hell I want. Yeah. Oh, you SpongeBob motherfucker. Oh, how the mediocre have fallen. The downfall of Fresh and Fit honestly needs to be studied, right? So I've been watching their downfall through Abba and Preach. I don't know if you guys know who that is. Go check them out. But the way Fresh and Fit just straight up ruined their own career on YouTube is just amazing to me, bro. It's like at the beginning, like I used to watch Fresh and Fit. Like I see the clips and I'd be like, you know what? They got some good points, right? They're making some pretty good points. But then you start to realize, like, it starts to get repetitive. Like, they're saying the same things every night, right? It's like, y'all don't got anything else to say. Like, they'll just bring on dumbass bimbos from Instagram and just, like, yell at them and basically lecture them every night. I'm like, okay, it was interesting the first couple of times, right? Maybe do it once a week. But, like, every night, y'all don't get tired of this? Like, that man's blood pressure is high as hell, I bet.
Even the people.
Once again, everybody that's commenting right now is not saying exactly what Fresh and Fit is about. And that's the annoying part. So first they're saying, well, Omizi, you brother, first you're saying that they should just go back to just doing that, exactly what y'all complaining about of them doing. And they shouldn't be doing other things. But then when they expand and do that, let's say like talk to the women and give male advice, y'all say that is redundant and it's the same thing all the time. So they go out there and they start talking about real estate and they start talking about investing and they start talking about crypto and they start talking about politics and they start talking about everything else and then say like, why the hell are y'all talking about that? Y'all should go back to talking about the girls, but then come back and say that everything you're doing is redundant. That doesn't even make sense. You can't, it's like a gift and a curse. You can't have both at one time. You want to have your cake and eat it too. That doesn't make sense. When it comes to their streams, you can tell when somebody, from whatever that man just said, whatever he just said, whatever this dude just said, proves the point that I know you don't actually watch Fresh and Fit. You actually look at the nighttime show, because a lot of dudes do that. Instead of you looking at something that of people trying to actually help your life, you actually look at something when it comes to the girls. They have the girls for a specific reason, and it proves the point that most of the people, like even what he just said, only watching the clips with the girl. Although they have a daytime show that they do daily, well, especially before they was doing it daily, nobody watches it. Why? Why don't you watch the daytime show when they talk about investing? Why doesn't that pop up on your timeline? Why is it only when the girls come and they talking about girls as bimbos and whatever it is at late night when it's 10, 11, 12, 1 o'clock in the morning? Why is that the one you watch instead of the investing one? That's not a Fresh and Fit problem. That would be a you problem. Even if you don't like their policies and their politics and everything that they say, this is
Get
a you
tired of
problem.
this? Like, that man's blood pressure is high as hell, I bet.
Even the people that were watching the content at one point in time are now getting tired of Fresh and Fit, and they're putting new faces and places into that manosphere that they'll watch the content of. Now, ultimately, I don't think you should be watching that type of content anyway. You should go out and live your real life. But it's a good thing that they are taking at least these two bozos out of their algorithm and replacing them with people who are probably more sane than these guys. And maybe what's happening today to them will help expedite the process of getting them off the internet. Lately, they got sued by Rockstar Games, you know, the people that make GTA, for using the same imagery to promote some of their stuff. Now, I've seen a lot of people take on the whole GTA aesthetic and make artwork out of it. And usually Rockstar Games or any other, you know, video game platform doesn't take too much issue with those situations, but these guys took it straight to the heart.
A black civil rights defense fund that contacted
Yep.
Rockstar Games.
Yeah, what happened is that
you want to
they-
keep clowning on it? Because
Yeah,
online he be doing some wild stuff about, he constantly speaks poorly about black people, calls them the N-word, monkeys, everything you can imagine. He does it every day. And I always said, you keep poking the bear, you're gonna hit the wrong hornet's nest eventually. That's just inevitable.
You pissed off X amount of people, and then that's what happened. That person, that Arthur Watkins, basically, he warned Myron a couple of times saying that, hey, you know what? I don't like the way you talk about us. I don't like the way you talk about women, black women, especially black men. I don't like the way you do all this stuff, but there's not so much I could do about that. But what I can do, I will do.
One thing I will say,
I don't like that. See, that's once people do a lot of corny stuff. Like, maybe I'm wrong, and I could be wrong. And if I'm wrong, please call me out and let me know I'm wrong. I just think it's corny for you not to like somebody saying certain things, and then you go and try to do something else to tarnish them. Whatever it is, that's corny. Myron seems like a guy that you can contact and live debate on him. If he's wrong, call him out and say, I know you're wrong. Let's speak about it. And we could do a live on X, on YouTube, whatever it is. And I don't really think he's going to back down, especially if you're the head of a big organization like they just said when it comes to black people. The thing about Fresh and Fit, when they say, oh, they speak poorly about black people. Yeah, they do, because they speak poorly about Asian people. They speak poorly about Indian people. And he's well, he's technically not Indian. He's actually African, right? He's technically African American, which is weird because he was born in Africa and he's in America. But whatever. He's from Sudan or whatever it is. He talks bad about those people. He talks bad. That's everybody. People like to pick and choose who people talk about. He talks about everyone. It'd be different if he just specifically pinpointed black people and called them X, Y, and Z. He has a whole bunch of hats that he put on to do these jokes. He has all different religion type of hats and all different aesthetics that he put on just to mock and mimic people, to make fun and poke at people. One thing they don't say about whatever he's saying when it comes to any community is that he's wrong. That's the only reason I don't like him. They just saying that he's saying it and he shouldn't say it or he don't like it, but they never ever say that he's wrong. And anytime I hear him criticize any group of people, he's technically somewhere in the ballpark. Even if you think he's wrong, once again, these guys got big platforms. They'll never speak to them. They'll never debate them. They'll just talk about them behind their back and take clips and say things about them. If you don't like these guys or you disagree with these guys, just debate these guys. Just go straight to them. And if they coward out, say they coward out. They say he was a coward, but they take little things and go behind their back and like poke at it. I think that's, me personally, I think that's extremely corny. And I think it's corny for somebody to not like something you said about them and they go tell somebody else to go do something to you. It's weird to me, but that could just be me.
That's come out of this last 4-year stretch of content, of social zeitgeist, you know, things that are going on in the ethos, is that a lot of the grifters have got out of here. And because the red pill community was predominantly made of grifters, it is amazing to see that a lot of them are now having to shift their content. And the only ones left is this nagging tooth that is Fresh and Fit. Think about it.
Oh, Meezy, brother. How are the red pill? How is that? That doesn't even make sense. The biggest people that's in the red pill community, you demonize them for whatever they say, whether it's Fresh and Fit, it could be Rolo Zamasi. I don't even know the other guy's names. Kevin Samuels, mediocre tutorial and reviews, whatever, whoever you want to deem as red pill. They keep on saying that these guys are grifting or saying something wrong, but they can never ever pinpoint exactly what they're saying that is wrong. That's my beef with anybody in this community. That's coming against that community. What are they doing wrong? Say it. Stop saying that they're just doing something wrong. Say the advice that they give that you think is wrong, and then say what you think is the right advice. I can guarantee you everything that they're saying to the most point, to the highest degree, you actually agree with them. If they say that, no, you shouldn't just go take a woman on a $400 date as a first date. I can guarantee you would probably agree with that. Like, yeah, maybe that's not the best idea. If they do say that you should go get your money up instead of worrying about women, yeah, I guarantee you might say that's the best idea. If they do say that, most men in most occasions are not satisfied with one woman, that's a fact. Whether you wanted to be a man should be with one woman or not, obviously the best situation is for a man to be a virgin, a woman to be a virgin, both of them get together and they never speak to nobody else. That's the highest chances of nothing ever happening. But what's the odds of that? And women are not women of the 1930s and 1900s. They're different now. Everything is going to be different. Everybody's open and do whatever they want to do. So guys can't do the same thing as in the 1930s. It just doesn't make any sense. And they know this because these guys are outside and dating. So if you ask him, like, do you have a girlfriend? They'll probably say no. I'm like, wow, well, why you don't have a girlfriend? You don't have a girlfriend because you know that the quality of women out here is not good enough. Or if you do have a girlfriend, let's just say you do. If you was to just kick her to the curve and she's gone, how fast would it take for you to get another girlfriend? I can guarantee you it won't be fast. I guarantee you're not jumping into something. I can guarantee you're not taking your time in 3 months. I guarantee all the things that they say that you should do, you go do when you go vet the next girl. What's the problem with what these guys are saying when it comes to red pillars? What is the pushback of what they actually say? Everybody say that, oh, these red pillars and these guys are doing this and saying this and these, which they never, me personally, I've never heard them say that. I think it's corny to call yourself an alpha male. But if they do say they are alpha male, fine. These alpha males say this, that, and the third. What is it? And what do you disagree with? What are they saying that's wrong? Nobody ever says that. They just say like, oh, they said this and they said that. So what? What's the right thing? Take it away. Since you want to talk about it, help men. Tell men what they should do. I can guarantee you if you do the exact opposite of whatever they say do, your life is going to be effed. Because most of the guys that do the exact opposite of whatever they say do, life is effed. When you want to be the nice guy and want to be chivalrous and you want to come and you want to show up in a suit and you want to bring flowers and they'll laugh at you. Women are different now. You might come off as creepy. Too nice. I never even heard that before. Too nice. So it's like, what are you supposed to do when you come to these situations? None of them will ever say it. So as much pushback as they give the Fresh and Fit podcast and the rest of the podcasts, they never ever say exactly why they are wrong. That's why I don't understand.
About it. Wes Watson's not important anymore. Just Pearly Things has all but evaporated off Earth. Sneeko has did a whole 180 pivot and is going back to school even. The only major players that are left is Fresh and Fit. Kevin Samuels is even in the ground. So as soon as Fresh and
Rest in peace. Everybody that he just said, and this is another thing that they do when it comes to the red pill community. Once again, I'm not even a part of it. I don't like corny shit. This is corny because everything that you just named is always a reason why they're not on the platform. It's not that they give bad advice. What they're making it seem is like, oh, these guys was giving bad advice, so therefore now they're not around because nobody listens to them no more. Wrong. Anybody that's demonetized, Kevin Samuels is gone. He's passed away. If it comes to Fresh and Fit, I don't even think they've demonetized for this type of content. They're demonetized for the politics. I would think, I would just think in my head, people will be upset that people can't say certain things. And I think they were talking about like wars and stuff like that. People can't say certain things and people could demonetize you for, I guess they called it like misinformation or something when it came to the wars and stuff like that. I think that's the reason why they got demonetized. It wasn't because of the women thing. You would think that people would be more upset. They're like, all right, well, why we can't talk about X, Y, and Z? Or why we can't say this certain group? Why we can't talk about this certain group? We can talk about any other group. Why we can't talk about this certain group? How you demonetize people for saying certain things about certain people, but they can say it happily about other people. That's something that you should be mad about, not something that you should be happy about. But when these people are saying that, oh, look, these guys are not around, these guys are not around, they're all not around for specific, even Sneeko. They're all not around. It's not for this content. It's not for saying something wrong. They're going for speaking outside of this content. So you have to make that make sense.
Fit get off the platform, I think we'll be totally rid of the toxic red pill community, which is impressive because how big and influential they were is so crazy for them to only have that 4-year stretch.
What? How? What do you? This is once again. You're not. Why is it toxic? People keep on saying that these things is toxic and they shouldn't be saying this, but nobody ever says how. Nobody said what did they say that was wrong? What did they say that was like inaccurate? just gone, just way off the bench. That's not true at all. You have to explain those things. Even if you disagree with something, you like, if they say that men want to have multiple wives, if they say men want to have multiple wives, fine. I can guarantee you most men don't want to have one woman. If they had it the way they want to have it, they're not going to have one woman if they really want to have it that way. But another person might disagree with that. Like, men are not supposed to have multiple women. You're supposed to have one wife, especially if you're a Christian man. You're supposed to have one wife, and it's just supposed to be you, the wife, and the children under guard. Fine. They can argue with that. You can argue those things, but that does not take away the fact that most men will probably want multiple women than one. So when you say you disagree with them on something like that, or this toxic, it's not toxic. It's true, whether you like it or not. And again, everybody that he's just named, he said they had a 4-year stretch. They have a 4-year stretch is because they do not be redundant. Everything that you're saying that they are, they're not redundant. And they start talking about other things. They start stretching outside the box that they are. And as soon as they leave their box and start talking about other things, that's when all of them get in trouble. I don't believe Sneeko got kicked off for whatever this type of content is, the red pill content. Red pillers are not getting kicked out and moved out the way or not around or people not listening to them because they're red pill. All of those people either passed away or started speaking outside of the things that's in red pill. And then people don't like that, like politics and stuff like that. And that's how people are canceled. Think about that. Candace Owens is canceled. Candace Owens is demonetized. It ain't because she a red pill or something like that. Although she has a lot of red pill ideologies, except men being with multiple women. So, brother, his video is linked down. His video is linked down in the description. This video right here, so you can watch it in its entirety. I do want to get into this Fresh and Fit post. I should have had something to drink. I do want to get to the Fresh and Fit post. So after, I think I said it earlier, but, no, there you go right there. Fresh and Fit commented under this video right here, and then I'm 100% sure this is Myron. But people have been saying Fresh and Fit been done since 2021, and in 2025, let that sink in. And then he went out and he did this whole entire post, which he's basically saying that Fresh and Fit is not over. I guess Fresh and Fit is not breaking up. It's just that they're taking a certain type of approach. Because it is true, like what Fresh said in the beginning of this.
Companies don't want it. Firms don't want it. Once it gets shut down, no one cares. The problem is, bro, is that like sponsors don't want it, companies don't want it, firms don't want it. So at some point, you can be in the corner by yourself.
Walter,
which is true. And whatever Fresh is saying right here, he's not wrong. Fresh is the other side of Fresh and Fit. What do I gain by doing what, brother? Yeah, what do you agree with about Fresh and Fit? What do I agree with? What do you disagree with about Fresh and Fit? Me or Jen? I don't know if that Dominion. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out too. What is the disagreements about? What do you disagree with when it comes to Fresh and Fit? If anybody who disagrees with Fresh and Fit or whatever they have, please speak now. I want to know exactly what you disagree with. Jen, who you talking to? You talking to me or you talking to Stefan? I'm gonna go and read this post while Jen, whatever you're saying, say exactly who you talking to. If you're talking to Stefan, you're talking to me. If you have a direct question or something like that, just shoot it out, and I'm gonna come and tell you whatever you want to know. But in the meantime, I'm gonna read this. And this is basically, that's what I was saying. I was saying that Walter, he's right. He's not wrong. That Fresh and Fit podcast, we can't get more money because they're going against the grain. And then Myron is on the basically like, we're going to go against the grain because nobody else is doing it. And that's just how we're going to move, because other people need to hear this stuff and they should not be scared. Like, it's always going to take one person. I just wonder why people think Fresh and Fit is breaking up. That is all. Oh, no. People think Fresh and Fit is breaking up because, which once again, people take an inch and then try to make it into a mile. They think it's because Fresh and Fit don't do a lot of actually it's gonna let me read this first, and then once I read this, they are hypocrites. How Fresh and Fit are hypocrites? Damn, I can't even I'm gonna read this for you, Jen, and then Please explain to me how they're hypocrites. If you're talking about Fresh and Fresh with the Asian one, I do think that's extremely hypocritical. How you can have a podcast telling men not to do that, and then you go do some, lame bozo shit with the Asian one. If they're talking about that as hypocrites, then yeah, but you have to understand when somebody is a hypocrite, that doesn't negate whatever they're saying. Now that's good, brother. Jen, it's all good. But just because somebody's a hypocrite, that doesn't negate whatever they are saying, right? So if I tell you that you shouldn't do anything to a pregnant woman, and somehow you seen that same person that said that, do something to a pregnant woman, that does not mean now that you should go over there and do something to a pregnant woman. That it doesn't negate it. It still stands. Although it is lame, although it is bad, although it is, Tell me one time they've been accountable about what? Accountable for what? You have to have some type of trite. They was accountable about the pregnancy. Myron did a whole escapade and ranted all about that. I did a video of that back then. Fresh even held himself accountable for doing that foolishness because it was stupid. So I'm assuming the same thing you just said is exactly what they held themselves accountable for. You have to explain when they didn't hold themselves accountable. If it's a specific scenario that they didn't hold themselves accountable for. I think they hold themselves accountable for everything that they do. That I seen. Keep in mind, I could be wrong. Once again, I'm not an avid watcher. Like I don't watch it like all the time. It's not like the thing I do every day. But I have seen enough of their videos to understand what the platform is about. And what do you mean by precisely accountable? Oh yeah, exactly. What do you mean? Like exactly. You have to explain. But let me read this for everybody else that's in the chat. So the Fresh and Fit. I'm assuming that Myron posted this. I want to address. Yeah. Okay, so Fresh and Fit, I want to address the rumors of me and Fresh disbanding and ending the Fresh and Fit podcast. Jeffrey, right before I read that, Jeffrey, you can't do that. That's corny, brother. You can't do that. You can't do that, Jeffrey. You can't leave the chat and say, all right, well, bro, you brainwash, I'm out. Once somebody asks you to express yourself and say what you believe, you can't do that. If you believe something and you want to argue something, you have to say what you believe, so somebody can argue with you back. You can't ask somebody a question and then they answer your question and then you're like, oh, I'm out. You have to defend yourself. It's a debate, brother. That'd be weird. But anyway, Myron wrote this for the Fresh and Fit community post. I want to address the rumors of me and Fresh disbanding and ending the Fresh and Fit podcast. Haters have been saying we are done back in 2021 when we lost 50,000 subscribers. Yet we bounced back and reached 1.5 million subscribers on YouTube in less than 3 years being creators. We had regular jobs prior. This is despite 50 plus different YouTube channels making hit pieces trying to destroy us. And we are still here. People say we are broke, yet we still generate 6 figures a month while being demonetized. That's wild. That's big business right there. I commend them on that one at least. And we are still here. The reason I've been doing solo streams is to free up Fresh. The reason I'm doing solo streams is to free Fresh up to do what he does best, make connections. So that's the reason why somebody asks us now, why they said that they're breaking up. Myron is doing a lot of solo streams by himself. I don't watch them consistently. In fact, no, I did see their thumbnail. I did see their thumbnail pop up with a girl. So I'm sure they still do the night podcast. But then again, I wouldn't even know Fresh is there. But I did see it like pop up somewhere. So I guess people are saying it because Fresh is starting to talk about, how they basically banned everywhere. They really can't go anywhere. And it's not for the content that people think they're banned for. They keep on saying, oh, these guys are toxic. They should get them out of here. What are you talking about? That's not the reason why they're banned. They're banned for other reasons and doing other things that people don't like. Twitch, maybe they're banned for that because it's Twitch. All right. So a little bit different. Where I don't even know where I was at. People say we're still broke. So yeah, we still generate 6. Okay, yeah, that. And we're still here. The reason I've been doing solo streams is to free Fresh up to do what he does best, make connections. Contrary to the breakup rumors, we are taking a divide and conquer strategy, leaning towards our strengths to make sure Fresh and Fit never dies. And we are still here. So why is everyone saying Fresh and Fit is done? The reality is that most YouTubers are extremely jealous and toxic. Our biggest detractors are angry at how we blew up so quickly. Meanwhile, they either never reached 1 million subscribers or it took them 10 plus years to reach 1 million. To all the haters, we are still here and we will continue to stay here. This will be the first and last time I address this ridiculous rumor on X. Oh, I guess he just copied and pasted that. Oh, Jeffrey out. Okay, cool. But me, I think when it comes to the Fresh and Fit podcast, when it comes to Al Ben Preach, and them going at them, once again, I'm not gonna say that the criticisms that Al Ben Preach say about Fresh and Fit and anybody else, the criticisms that this guy, what's his name? Omeezy, the criticism that this guy is saying about Fresh and Fit. I can't say that none of it could be valid, but I do say that the things that you're saying doesn't really make sense if you really get down to the nuts and cranny of it. I don't really think it makes sense. Thank you, brother Jen. I appreciate it. I just look at it like when it comes to Fresh and Fit, when it comes to male empowerment, whether you like them or not, right? Whether you think that everything they say is perfect, because nobody is perfect, or you don't like all the things that they say. Like I said, they might say, or Myra might say, I have a bunch of girlfriends, and you might look at it like, no, a man is supposed to be with one woman. That's fine and dandy. I'm not gonna knock that. That's just preference at that point. But that doesn't negate the fact that most men want to have multiple women. That's not even debatable, brother. And this is why why young boys and young men there's no reason why a woman on OF can make, $1 million in a month just from working a regular job yesterday. How is that possible? From just taking photos. That's crazy. That means it's basically some type of need for that, right? It's some type of demand for whatever they got going on. And there's women everywhere. That P-Hub stuff, that is free. So for somebody to pay money for a creator means that somebody wants a connection with these women, and these women know that, and they abuse that. So this is where we at when it comes to men. Another thing when it comes to men, you can't talk to men like you talk to women. It's just not going to work. When you talk to a man, you kind of have to be direct with him. And you can't be like, oh no, maybe you could do better next time. You're going to be all right. Hopefully it works out. No, you got to say, that was stupid. Why would you do that? How does that even make sense? That's dumb. So now when you speak to men like that, that's when they actually start clicking. When they can actually feel it in their heart, like, yeah, that was dumb, and be direct with them. And that's probably why I don't know. Because I never really seen one of these complete rants. I just seen a clip from what this Omeezy just put up. But if a person like Myron or whoever else is going at certain streamers or certain football players or comedians that's with these girls that they know are no good, and it's embarrassing to even have their name attached to yours, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. It's them him and whoever it is criticizing them, being direct at them and saying why are you doing this nonsense, brother? This is foolishness. Until next time.